And welcome back to Atreyu News. Well, what can I say? It's been one hell of a year. It's been about a year. Everything I tried to put on YouTube has either been demonetized, shadow banned, or taken down, including my evidence of the last election. But nevertheless, I have not quit. I have only just begun. I'm moving my channel to Rumble mainly so I can speak the truth the way it was supposed to be spoken. And judging by what I've seen, we have a bright future ahead of us. Nevertheless, we're going to get into some news here. So, House Democrat named Mary Gay Scanlon carjacked at gunpoint in Philadelphia. And as we remember, Mary sponsored a police reform bill defunding the very police that should have protected her from this crime. So as crime skyrockets across the U.S. and Western civilization in general, the whole thing is just ironic. And it's no surprise that Biden's sinking in the polls becomes more evident. As we know from the 2020 election, we know what happened. And I can get into that on Rumble, but YouTube won't allow me to. But anyways, let's get into this. Wednesday afternoon at around 2:45 p.m., Congressman Scanlon was carjacked at gunpoint in FDR Park following a meeting at that location. Scanlon's office said in a statement the Congresswoman was physically unharmed. She thanks the Philadelphia Police Department for their, of course, right? She's going to thank them. Defunds them, and then gets robbed by the very people she stands behind. Ugh. Scanlon's phone and purse were stolen by the attackers. I'll get into who it was in a moment, but police say Scanlon was approached by two black males, aged approximately 20 to 30, as she walked to her vehicle before they demanded she hand them the keys. Scanlon handed over the keys, and what else is she going to do, right? The whole thing is just ironic. It's just fun to watch the left blow up in their own... Well, they're cannibals, right? But it's fun to watch it blow up in their face. Anyways, her blue 2017 Acura MDX, and one of the suspects drove away in it, while the other drove away in a dark-colored SUV. Scanlon represents Pennsylvania's 5th Congressional District, which includes part of South Philadelphia. So far in 2021, the Philadelphia Police Department has reported 521 homicide, which is a 13% increase compared to 2020, and the city's highest number of killings since at least 2007. So obviously things aren't going so well. Incidents involving shooting have also increased by 4.5%. Number of people who are victims of a shooting has risen by almost 3% over the past year. City of Philadelphia is seeing at least an 80% increase in carjackings. It's no surprise, though, when you put laws into effect that prohibit criminals and neglect law-abiding citizens, this is the result. And now people are going to have to pay for how they voted. Well, quote-unquote voted, right? But the whole thing's hilarious. Here's another article about it. So there's 5 teenagers that basically got caught doing this. They were caught doing it multiple times in the same area, as far as I understand. And I just can't get over how hilarious this is. Like, the people they protected, the evil that they protected has come back to destroy you. But the funny thing is that happens throughout history. Like, the people who helped Hitler are the ones he killed first because he knows they're stupid. Because if you allow evil in and you support evil, just like in the George Floyd riots, I think it was in Kenosha, there was a Toyota building that actually got burned down. And then you see in the background the sign, it said, "We support Black Lives Matter," or whatever it is. Then the whole thing's in flames. That's the thing about evil. It knows who the stupid people are. The people that support it are the ones it comes for first. But anyways, moving on. Trump, real facts about wacko Bette Midler will be exposed in my book. So he's coming out with a book, along with becoming partners with Rumble. Trump's returned as well. Bette Midler's decision to belittle the people of West Virginia because Senator Joe Manchin rejected President Joe Biden's Build Back Better agenda drew a sharp rebuke Thursday from former President Donald Trump. Former president. He issued a statement on hearing of the analysis provided by the far left singer actress, saying, that's the other thing about Hollywood. They're all left leaning. That's the thing that makes me. I gotta get off topic for a second because the whole thing's just a bit strange. Like, you have all the corporations, all of Hollywood, all left wing, obviously Democrats and that type of thing. Anybody who has any power on Twitter, that type of thing, they're all left leaning. And then the people, like the public, just sit back, wonder, and they don't find it strange that all those people that used to stand, especially the left in particular, all the people they used to stand against are now on their side. But anyways, Trump did not elaborate on just what the real facts are, but he joined a chorus of those who disapprove of the singer's rush to attack West Virginians and call them poor, illiterate, strung out. And what does that make her? By calling other people that, right? Probably out of touch. She's 165 years old, so Midler lashed out at the senator in a rageful, belligerent tweet Monday. He wants us all to be just like his state. West Virginia, poor, illiterate, and strung out. I think what she meant is just white people. It's kind of, when people kind of use language like that, that's basically what they're alluding to. And most of them are white themselves, which, makes it even more strange. The term strung out typically refers to drug addiction. 30,000 corpses on his hands. I'll get into it at another point, but Biden actually has more coronavirus deaths on his hands right now than Trump did back then. So the whole thing of hypocrisy is quite hilarious. But moving on to something more disturbing. California dad shot dead after he and his neighbors confront suspect seen breaking into cars. So, it's valiant to confront some of these people, but when you have nothing left to lose and you're mentally ill, taking someone else's life because of your own stupidity means nothing to these people. Father of 3 was shot dead in California just days before Christmas after he and a group of neighbors confronted a man who they saw breaking into cars in their neighborhood. Joey Casillas, who's 38, was trying to break up a fight Tuesday night between some of his neighbors who confronted the suspect. His mother, Lydia Casillas, told Fox 11 Los Angeles, but the suspect drew a handgun and shot Casillas. He was pronounced dead at the scene. My granddaughter, when we put her to bed, she said, "Please don't tell me that my daddy is not going to be here for Christmas," Lydia told the station, and that broke my heart, and justifiably so. Police said the shooting happened around 11 p.m. at 1800 block of East Covina Boulevard, Covina City, about 22 miles east of Los Angeles. Just terrible news. But more to come. I just wanted to make my introduction while I'm setting all this up, and Rumble to come with other good stuff. So if you're still one of my originals, I appreciate it. We have a big year ahead of us.